Air travel nightmare. Spirit Airlines canceling 50% of its flights today after canceling hundreds of flights every day this week and stranding passengers. Now the company's CEO is speaking out about why this is happening and how long it will go on for. ABC's Trevor Ault has the latest.
After 5 days of mass cancellations wreaking havoc at American airports,
we're trying to go home.
Passengers stranded at airports, unable to rebook their flights.
We're just trying to get home and it's just gotten canceled. No reason for why it's been canceled.
Spirit CEO says once again, half of his company's flights will be grounded after canceling more than 400 flights on Thursday.
It's been a terrible week for us, for our guests, all the team members working super hard to try to get us back where we want to be.
Spirit citing, quote, a perfect storm that led the airline to cancel nearly 2,000 flights since Sunday, blaming the weather, system outages, and staffing shortages. Passengers across the country getting restless. This one banging on a gate door at San Juan Airport on Tuesday. The airline first said cancellations would slow Tuesday, then Thursday. And now
there will still be cancellations over the next few days, but we can start to build back to a full operation and then build from the takeaways that we get from this last week.
The budget airline even offering double pay to flight attendants who are able to pick up extra shifts. Other airlines bearing the brunt too. American Airlines and Southwest canceling flights due to weather and staffing issues.
It's been very frustrating. I waited 3 hours in line just to get to the front, and they told us that we couldn't get a flight out tomorrow.
Christie says now on top of the original causes for the disruption, airlines are running into new obstacles like crew members scattered throughout the country, but he insists the company will earn back passenger trust in the coming days.
We are starting to turn the tide here and get our operation back, and that starts with building the airline back, making it as reliable as we want it to be. But it's going to take us some time to build back that confidence and earn their trust again. But we're up for the challenge. We're trying to get better. We're going to learn from this, and we're going to continue to grow.
Spirit's CEO says the company is simply not built for this level of disruption, though he believes, as you heard, that they can learn from this in the future. Of course, that does not help thousands of stranded passengers get where they need to go today. Andrew?
Tonight, thousands of passengers across the country are still dealing with the fallout of a service meltdown from budget airline Spirit. Transportation producer Sam Sweeney joins us now with the latest. And Sam, Spirit has been saying for a week now that this is going to get better, but it just has not. The company's CEO, Ted Christie, is saying that they will build back flights in the coming days. Is that enough to restore customer confidence?
I mean, Andrew, it's tough. If you're flying in the coming days on Spirit, you've got to be wondering, is my flight going to take off? 450 flights canceled on Thursday, more than 300 flights canceled today, 2,000 in the last couple of days. And we've seen reports of people getting $50 vouchers and their money back. I mean, and this is going to continue over the next couple of days. The CEO, as you mentioned, said this will likely last into next week. So a lot of concerns for a lot of people.
As for the reasoning, Spirit is saying that the flight cancellations are due to bad weather, system outages, and staffing shortages. All major U.S. airlines are currently suffering from severe staffing shortages. But the airlines were given those billions of dollars in government pandemic relief funding to help keep them afloat. So how did the airlines use this money?
Well, that money was given to the airlines to pay their employees, keep everybody on the payroll who did not take a buyout. And that's because when you shut down an airline, it's really hard to just flip on the switch and bring those people back overnight. It's easier to keep them on. So when we did get those shots, we were ready to start those operations. But still, there are hiccups and there are employee and staff shortages across the board, just like we're seeing in industries all across the country. And it takes a long time to get people security clearances, training, and then back into their jobs, especially when it comes to flight attendants and pilots, because they have to use simulators for the pilots, and there's only so much simulator time. And so many of these pilots also took early retirement, so they've got to build these systems back up, and it simply takes time.
And, many passengers are drawn to airlines like Spirit because they're known as economically friendly. Is Spirit doing anything to help these passengers, like providing hotel accommodations, or are these passengers simply stranded?
Well, the good news is, by law, an airline is required to either put you on another flight or put you in a hotel if they can't get you out, and also provide you meal vouchers if it's the airline's fault. Now, when it comes to weather, you're on your own. But I did talk with Spirit CEO last night, and while they are citing weather as a part of this problem, they are providing hotels and meal vouchers for their customers. They are also giving full refunds if they can't get them out within a couple of hours. So that's the good news here. But if you're trapped in a city and they offer you $200 back for your ticket, well, to get on another airline, it may cost you $500 or $1,000 for a last-minute ticket. So not a big help for those people who are trapped.
Okay, say you are a Spirit Airlines customer in this predicament. What can you do, and who do you turn to for assistance?
It's tough, and we've seen people waiting in lines for 4, 5, 6 hours and on hold on the phone for the same amount of time. You're really in a tough spot. So the best recommendation is, if you are not stuck right now, but you have a flight in the coming days, you want to check before you go to the airport to make sure that flight isn't canceled. And some people are saying, look, well, I have a flight, but I also don't trust it, and I want to book on another airline. Well, like I just said, it might be really expensive to do that. So it's a big risk over the coming days.
And let's circle back to some of the reasoning again. We saw in Trevor Alt's piece that there are tons of reports of unruly passengers, and the number of incidents with these passengers has gone up during the pandemic. Is this causing some of the airline issues?
I mean, when you're talking about cancellations, no, an unruly passenger is not causing the cancellations, but it's certainly a big problem across the industry. Just yesterday, the FAA chief, Steve Dixon, said, look, we are asking airport police to start arresting more people instead of just questioning them and releasing them. And they're also asking the bars and restaurants inside airports to stop serving alcohol to go. You'll see on your screen right now this person on a Frontier Airlines flight being duct taped to his seat. That is said to be fueled by alcohol. So we've seen a lot of these issues, the most since they started keeping record back in 1995.
And there are reports tonight that the European Union may remove the U.S. from its travel list as the Delta variant surges. Sam, what can you tell us about this, and what does this mean for American tourists hoping to travel to Europe this summer?
Well, right now, these are just unconfirmed reports. We are waiting to get more information from the EU. But like we've seen with this virus over the last year and a half or so, things change by the day. So they are evaluating the situation over there. And it could end up meaning that Americans may not be able to travel as easily to the European Union countries that abide by these rules. So we'll have to see what happens over the next coming days. But if you are planning to travel to Europe, you do need to keep an eye out on your flights just before you travel.
All right, we'll have to wait and see. Transportation producer Sam Sweeney, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.